And welcome back to another episode of Over the Glass. I am your host, Jay.
I am Ness.
And we are reacting to episode 6 of Off Campus.
Yes.
Okay, so we pick up where we left off from episode 5, where it is officially revealed that Allie and Dean have been hooking up. So we flash back to when Garrett was taking home Allie and Hannah. Allie is left on the sofa, and in comes Dean with his entourage of women, only to fall on top of Allie on the sofa. Allie makes a showing about how Dean basically is always just hooking up with women, and the women are like, the moment has passed us and we are leaving. I wish I had a whiteboard because I started wait, is she broken up with Sean here, or was this before or after? Whatever it is, she's telling Dean, I haven't broken up with him, even though there are signs that Allie is going through it, and she has been airing out her dirty laundry to people whenever she's intoxicated, whenever she is put in a situation where it comes up. We get a little more insight into Allie's background. Sounds like her parents have a wonderful relationship where one parent gave up everything to support and follow the other parent. And I guess that's kind of where she gets her envisioning what it takes to get that ultimate beautiful romantic relationship. Is it the bad decision? Should she be like her parents and sacrifice her dreams to follow Sean back to Vermont, where he's going to be a boring insurance salesman? Or does she go for the playboy, which he ends up giving his number, putting it into her phone, convincing her that no, you're going to break up with Sean. And when you do, you're going to want to schedule your ride here at Six Flags. Flash forward, you know what? I'm going to call up this Dean, but it's going to be a one-time thing. And then they keep hooking up. They keep hooking up in secret. They're in the bathroom. They're having a little extra fun. Tucker's trying to get into the bathroom. They're freaking out. Allie gets dunked into the bubble bath. And here's Tucker barging into the bathroom, and Dean is sitting there supposedly on his own, but holding up a pink dildo. And you do, man. I'll leave you to it.
It's crazy opening. So I was a little confused because I didn't realize that they did a flashback in the beginning. After
I was also confused. I thought we were doing this again.
Yeah.
It wasn't initially clear, but I think because when we ended episode 5, we're in the present where he hangs up the phone when they are all group called to celebrate Thanksgiving. And then they do the series of flashes, which I think is supposed to indicate that, we're showing all of the leading up. I think that's what they intended to do, but I was also confused when we ended up back at the house.
I thought it was like they had their moment in New York, and then it fast forwarded, and then it's kind of showing that they're not really committed. It's like an open thing, and like Dean stumbled in on her or something. And then until I realized it was a flashback, I was like, okay, I'll go with it. But fun opening, she's very reluctant about wanting to spend time with him. She's still deciding what she wants to do with Sean. Apparently we flash back to the night of the karaoke night where she was singing that Take Me or Leave Me song. And so that's the conversation they're having outside. When we jump forward again, it's when she's already broken up with Sean. And that was the night of the play. And so that's when she calls Dean and is like, you know what? Let me have a little fun. But there's only one time. And then obviously it's not. And then you're kind of like, because we've been so focused on Garrett and Hannah, obviously we don't know what's going on outside of them, except for the little glimpses we get. But apparently this is happening in the same building. It's, at one point, like, what's her face? Allie is trying not to be loud so that Hannah doesn't hear her, because then she's gonna have to explain, and she's trying to keep it a secret. It's like one of those. It's it's so fun when it feels like not forbidden, because it's not. It's more like you want to keep this to yourselves, right? Like you don't want anyone else involved. It's just the two of you. You don't have to worry about outside noise or whatever. And so they're having their fun. And you could tell that she's a little still conflicted about it. Like she's having a lot of fun with Dean, but she still isn't sure what's going to happen with Sean, because usually when they break up, they get back together. So she's like, every time they hook up, it's like, okay, this is the last time. No more. This is the last time. But obviously they keep getting back together. So this girl doesn't know how to commit to staying away from a man.
She doesn't know how to break up with her boyfriend, and she doesn't know how to stay away from the playboy. She's look, I get decisions can be hard sometimes. I was kind of embarrassed for her when they were initially hooking up, and she was like, "It's only this one time. Like, you better not tell anyone." I'm like, shut up.
Stop. Be in the moment. You're already here.
Dean's blocking you out because, you know, he wants to get it on, but it's like in that moment, I'm just like, you're getting sexy times. Shut up. Be quiet. Keep your thoughts to yourself. You're ruining the moment. What are you doing? Less talking. Jesus. But I was so embarrassed for her. Just like, look, my brain goes a mile a minute too, but you know, the difference is I'm not saying anything. So just go with it. Just go with it. We revisit the diner scene from Allie's perspective, and she's dishing out some advice to Hannah, but she's not taking her own advice. As we predicted last episode, she does get into the car with Dean in there and a friend of his, where Allie instantly connects with the friend over musicals, to Dean's demise, as he has to sit through this car ride with all these musical tunes and them singing along. How did you feel about that scene?
I thought it was fun. I love the musical.
You were having a blast. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they instantly bonded about their I forgot his name already, the new guy, his sister, being in Broadway, being an understudy to Zendaya in a play. I didn't catch the name of it. And then she's like, okay, name your favorite musical on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And they both say the same. In the Heights, by the way. Great musical if you haven't watched it. Their second favorite, Little Shop of Horrors. And then it cuts to them driving and they're singing along to a song I don't know, but very, very musical sounding. And Dean's sitting there miserable because he's like not a musicals kind of guy. Obviously, he's the athlete, whatever. But they're having a blast and they've like become instant besties. It's a fun scene.
I will say for Dean, at least he's going with it, even though if he's a little miserable by it. And Allie seems much happier. The vibe is very similar to when she's in the car with Hannah and Garrett. He's not making the situation like uncomfortable or being upset. The feeling in the car is very optimistic.
Yeah, feels light, fun. I agree. Like you saying how obviously Dean isn't having the best time with these musicals because he doesn't get it, but it almost feels like he's putting up a front. Like, I don't like musicals, whatever, because then the friend whose name I keep forgetting is like, no, he's been indoctrinated into this as well. Like he was a dancer, and he's like, why would you tell her that? You know, and so she wants to watch the videos, and he pulls it up on his phone. She's watching, and Dean doesn't like make a big deal out of it. He's like not trying to take the phone from her or anything, or being rude about it. He's just letting her watch it, just sitting there a little embarrassed that he has these videos out. But I don't know. It's a good time so far.
We revisit the scene where Allie is at her family's place in New York. She's taking the call from Hannah. She's texting on her phone, and Hannah's asking questions about, who are you texting? I can hear you texting. And Allie's spitting out lies because she's texting Dean, but can't tell her about Dean, even though you're my best friend and I want to break up with Sean. And Dean, his parents have a place in New York, so she decides to go over to his place. It's like this very fancy apartment in a high rise, probably like $15K a month to pay for it, but he seems like his family comes from wealth, and Dean is kind of continuing to play this cool athlete thing. Allie is slowly starting to learn the stuff about him, but he will downplay it, saying, "Oh, I only know the one song." Like, Allie and Dean engage in a little bit of strip chess, and we didn't get to find out who won that game. Guess they ran out of clothes to take off.
They rushed it, actually.
Yeah. They're cuddling in bed, and the phone call from his hockey teammates comes in, and Allie says, "Oh yeah, take the call," which made me think, oh, is Allie fine with if he goes to video call, they will be surprised to find out, oh, you guys are together. Dean, on the other hand, is like, really? Like, no, you need to vacate the premises of it should only be me who they see in the video. And then we see Allie go to the other side of the room, and this is where I think like the 1,000 thoughts start going through her head about what am I doing? After Dean gets off the call, we see Allie has another episode where she's spiraling, and she's like, oh my God, what if Hannah finds out? I can't have that happen. And we've been hooking up like less than 48 hours or whatever she said after she broke up with Sean. I'm sorry to see what Sean means about how they break up, they get back together, break up, get back together.
And panic. Yeah, so I think, well, the way I interpreted what happened there was she felt comfortable and happy with him in the moment when he was getting the call. And then she started to feel a little bit of FOMO when she heard him talking to his friends. And then Hannah was there also, who was included in the camaraderie of the Thanksgiving greetings and stuff. And she had to be hiding. So I think that kind of made her realize she wants something more. But this doesn't seem like a good idea to do with Dean, because now she's thinking, oh, this is going to ruin it for Hannah. I'm making it about myself. And then she starts thinking about Sean and Wit. And then that's when the million thoughts start racing through her mind. And now she's like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Well, really, she just needs to take like a deep breath, because it's going to be fine. And like really sit and think about what she wants. If it's Dean, because they seem to be like a good match, they gotta sit down and talk about that, right? But then with Dean, I feel like he's also very used to the non-committal sort of relationships or situationships. I don't know what to call them. Just encounters he has with women. And specifically that moment where he was like, are you, like, really? No, like, I'm gonna take this call, you can't be seen or whatever. He's very committed to that, right? Like, you said that you didn't want anyone to know. I don't want anyone to know. He's like acting according to those rules that they set. And she was butthurt, or she got her feelings hurt by it, because now she's realizing she wants more. Do you think they're gonna end up together?
I think so, but they need some time apart. Allie needs to process what's going on.
A day and a half after you break up with your long-term partner is crazy. Yeah.
And she should maybe start off by first stop lying to your best friend.
Yeah, that too.
She's juggling way too many things and none of them are her true self, except for very small moments where she's able to just live in the moment and enjoy what's been happening. But the moment that reality comes back into play, when they have to engage with other people outside of the room, I don't know how she's gonna do it. Like, I feel bad for her. Like, But yeah, she's just gonna have to pull that band-aid, and someone's just gonna Hannah needs to get involved. She needs to tell Hannah about it because Hannah will hopefully help her out. I don't know. Hannah and Garrett look like they've got a good thing going right now, but I am a little concerned for Garrett. Just a little concerned because he needs a little bit of hand holding to be like, this is okay, you want this. Nothing bad is going to happen. I am being 200% honest communication with you, don't panic. Which it's like Allie is a bit of like the female version of Garrett, where she's just all panic out in the open.
She's all over the place.
Someone needs to help this poor woman out, and it starts with her being honest with someone. So maybe that person is Dean, but I do wonder if Dean would be ready for a girlfriend.
I think he is. I think he's just playing this up because he's like, it's all he knows right now.
Garrett comes back from practice. Hannah is in his bedroom playing her song on the guitar while singing. Garrett lays down on the bed and is just enjoying the moment, listening to his girlfriend sing this song that we finally address is awful. Thank you.
You were right all along. The validation.
Been saying it. It's an awful song. And he even asked, what is yellow haze? What is this phrase that seems so off in the song, along with all the other lyrics? Apparently, it's about the aura of falling in love. Okay, sure.
I never associate yellow with love.
Well, we know Justin doesn't know anything about it. And I agree with Garrett. He should tell him, hey, asshole, this is not working. Because it's not. This song doesn't make any sense to me. And, I agree with Garrett that, the melody is nice. The part that Hannah has contributed to the conversation here. But the lyrics, what are we even talking about? Hannah is singing about, and Garrett hates my singing, but at least he loves me. And then in this moment, they both realize they both love each other. And then, it's time for another round of sexy times. And as you said it, this is probably where the inspiration is going to come from. And it is about time. Please change this song.
Yeah, so they say I love you to each other for the first time, and it's always so many feelings happening in this moment when you say I love you for the first time. So of course they get overwhelmed and they're like, oh, how do we express this to each other? How else? Like, I honestly, at some point I need her to be like, let's change this song about this guy to this guy, because obviously she's with Garrett now. She had more of a connection with this guy. Write about your experience with him. It's going to be a better song in the end. I'm assuming. I just want to hear the song. The showcase is 2 weeks away. Get your shit together, girl.
This song is not winning you that showcase.
It sure isn't. You're going to lose that scholarship.
You're going to be lucky if you even place. I'm still wondering why Justin is even in this conversation, period.
Anymore, right? Like,
I'm a little concerned that dude's going to come back around somehow. Something is going to go awry in their relationship. Something is bound to get thrown into the honeymoon Yellow Brick Road phase of their adventures, because that is the only reason that I see that Justin is still around. Like, what is the point of him at this point?
Fair. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Allie meets up with Hannah and reveals her and Garrett are in love.
Yay.
And Allie starts spitting more lies. She's saying, wow, I wouldn't have known if you'd have told me this time today that you would be saying that you love Garrett and I would be hot and single, which, one of those is true.
She's technically still single, but
She's continuing to try to convince herself by telling Hannah that should she not try harder for this relationship, the way that one of her parents was sick and the other one stuck around to be there for them.
I think what she's trying to say here without saying it is that her mom got sick and her dad was there for her that helped her through that. Once she got better, it's kind of sounds like her mom might have left at some point because things started to get hard between the two of them. And so Allie's worried that she's turning out to be like her mom because she's not sticking it out with Sean, who she supposedly loves, because things got hard. And so, like, with that perspective, I can kind of see why she's struggling so much internally with the decision to, or like why she's having a hard time to commit to the decision of breaking up with him or staying broken up with Sean or not. But I like that Hannah comes in and is like, if he's not the love of your life, that's okay. You're going to find someone who's right for you, to kind of help her like see just because you love this guy now doesn't mean that he's supposed to be the guy you end up with in the end.
It'd be helpful if Allie stopped lying to us. It would make it easier to keep track of all of this.
Maybe she should be better at communicating and just say what she means.
And which Allie tries to test the waters about, what about flings though? And Hannah's like, you know what, you haven't been very good with that stuff. And she's trying to convince Hannah, no, like that could work. Okay, Miss Allie, from what we've seen about you, I also agree with Hannah. Flings are not your thing.
You keep going back to the same man. That's not a fling.
You need some stability in your life, my dear. And flings are the opposite of. They're great in the moment, and then the moment that goes away, we've seen in that last scene, her brain is going a mile in a minute with all these thoughts, and that is no way to live your life.
Yeah, she's young. She'll figure it out.
She needs stability with a boy that will allow her to be herself. Then she'll calm down, and then she'll be zen.
I like that Hannah clocked her immediately and was like, flings are not your thing. You love a boyfriend.
See, this is why she needs to just tell Hannah how it is. Hannah's giving her some good advice here. And meanwhile, Allie will give advice to Hannah, but then she won't take her own advice.
Right.
We're in the chow hall with Allie and Garrett, and the rest of the hockey team comes over. They are asking Garrett if he got the signed jersey from his dad and how the whole thing with Thanksgiving went. And Hannah is sensing that Garrett probably doesn't want to talk about it. Reaches out to hold his hand, showing him that she's there for him. And then Hannah suggests that they have the event over at Malone's.
I don't know what they're going to do with the jersey, if they're still going to go with Garrett's offer, because he was like, I'll sign a jersey. And Sean Logan's like, you're not in the pros yet. Like, I don't know how much money your jersey's going to get.
No one cares about that.
Yeah, so what I'm getting from this scene is that he's not comfortable telling the guys what happened because maybe he hasn't confided in them that, his dad used to be abusive towards him, and that's why he hates him or just does not get along with him at all. Because he just kept deflecting every time, he was like, oh yeah, the dinner went fine. No, it didn't. Oh, I couldn't get the jersey. I'll sign the jersey. Okay, but why?
Yeah, I don't think Garrett really wants to have the conversation because he doesn't want to create a conflict with his teammates, because we know that they think highly of Garrett's dad and how how famous he is
Mhm.
during his career with the NHL. So I think he just kind of wants to like enjoy these moments with his team and not have to deal with all of like the tension that can come with like showing them who Phil Graham really is.
Right. And you know what? Maybe he should show them. Like, this is why I don't like this guy. Stop praising him. Stop idolizing him.
We're at the diner, and Justin and his band are singing the All American Rejects Dirty Little Secrets. And my first thought is Justin jealous that he didn't write it? Turns out that this is Dean's request that he put in. Makes sense. He goes over to talk to Allie. He's trying to get her to, come on, let's get back to what we were doing. And Allie's trying to stand firm, and she's like, nope, we're not doing that again. I'm sticking to my guns, and you better go off and do your own thing. There's plenty of other women who would probably want to stick their throats down your throat. That like, go off, do your thing. Which leads to then she puts in requests in her response to Dean. And I don't know if you realize what you're doing, Allie, but you're flirting.
I think
like,
she realizes.
Like everything else that we've seen from you, like you need to be a little more clear in your intentions, because there's some miscommunication going on here. Like, you're telling him one thing, then you're putting in this request, and then he's calling you and you're answering the phone. But then after it's all said and done, you're like, no, I broke up with Sean a couple of days ago. We can't do this.
Listen, if you're communicating through music, through song, you're flirting. Also, she's just playing hard to get now. She knows
I wish that were true.
She literally
we see her having meltdowns. Yeah. I think she enjoys playing hard to get, but
yeah,
girly is a mess.
Yeah. But she wants him. She's just a little bit in denial.
She keeps falling back into her old ways. She keeps trying to convince herself to just go back with Sean to try harder in that relationship. But then in this scene, she's flirting with Dean. John Logan goes over. Lugan. He goes over to talk to Hannah, suggests that she help him out with getting more raffle tickets sold, and then also lets her know that Garrett is kind of in this mindset where he's in game mode, and that's all he's talking about. He's not having a good time. So Hannah goes over to calm down Garrett, to enjoy the moment, and they once again talk about so have you had this conversation with Justin? And she's enjoying her time with Garrett. Yeah, sure, the showcase is a big deal, but she just wants to enjoy what's going on right now. Dean goes up to announce the big raffle prize. Turns out he's got box seats to a New York Rangers game, and instantly Garrett is like, what the hell? How did you guys get a hold of this? Goes over to John Logan and confronts him about, did you call my dad? I know we've been feeling like John Logan is a good bestie, but in this moment, I say, how dare you? And I get it. You're going through some family stuff too, and you guys come from different walks of life, where Garrett's on his way to play for the Boston Bruins and your future is undecided. You have a mom in rehab. The auction and the fundraisers are very important to you because it relates to your struggle with coming up into a very expensive sport and trying to make it, versus Garrett hasn't had to really think about that because he's got this super famous dad, and he hasn't really had to worry about that. And okay, sure, yeah, like everybody's dealing with something, but what a dickish move. Like, I was thinking that John was this very good friend, and here he goes thinking, you know what, you're always thinking about you didn't think about these kids who need this money. You couldn't just put it aside what you want and ask your dad to just do this one little thing. And it's not it's not an easy request. Like, Garrett has to go and like literally spend time with his dad, have this conversation, call him, like everything that he hasn't wanted to do. And it does sound like Garrett, even to his best friend, he hasn't told all this stuff that Hannah knows very well.
Right.
And then after that, we get the moment where Justin sings his horrible ass lyric song, which he's probably incredibly proud of. And I am just so tired of hearing this song. And when he's singing it, another thing that was going through my head is like, shit, like he is playing the song, and I don't know at what level like he is about in terms of like credibility or fame or something, but we know that she's writing this song for the showcase. And I'm concerned that because now he's singing it to an audience, does that mean that she can't use the song anymore? Like, I'm a little concerned about that.
Why? That she has to write a whole new one then. That's what you wanted.
Of course, but then it puts all of the stress on her.
Right, I know. I don't know. They never mentioned anything about them not performing outside of the showcase, so no sé. I think I do want to go back and acknowledge the conversation with Logan and Garrett, because so they're having two very different discussions in the same discussion. Because John Logan, from his point of view, he doesn't know what Garrett's gone through or why he hates his dad so much. So he's like, suck it up, ask him for this thing that's going to help the youth, like this program is the only reason I am where I am, and this is to help them in case one of them can get to the pros or whatever. Valid, super valid, because we all know the sport is expensive as shit. It's always a problem. It's why it's a very not diverse sport in general. But then, like, from Garrett's point of view, it's like, I just had a very triggering moment with my father during Thanksgiving. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to see him. I want nothing to do with him right now. Why would you go behind my back and talk to him when I asked you not to? Like, I can understand both sides of their conversation, but it's like, you got to talk to each other. And I know it's a hard discussion to have on from Garrett's side, but if you don't want people to do things, to sidestep you, or go around you or whatever, to ask for your dad's whatever, tell them the truth, be honest, and it can help avoid the situation in the future. Why are you keeping things from your bestie?
We could say the same thing about what's going on with Hannah and Allie right now. Like, you guys are apparently like super best friends, and yet you're having two different conversations and you're kind of sharing stuff, but you're not telling the whole story. And at least from like Garrett's side of it, I can see that, he sees all of these people who idolize his dad. Mm-hmm. And this hockey team, his bros, are like the closest friends that he has. And even it is really sad to see that even his best friend in John Logan, like, we've seen them have, when he had that situation with Kendall, and John's having this more heart-to-heart, deeper conversation with him. But even then, he hasn't shared with John this very, very, personal and triggering and vulnerable part of his life. And it is really sad to see that he hasn't shared that, because then it makes me think that it concerns him so much that if he were to share this, and we see the reaction from John about like, oh, why couldn't you just do this for the kids? Like, you're worried that as close as you feel this connection with your best friend, like, what if he doesn't understand? What if you tell him about it, and then he, and then he's also dealt with, his parent going through rehab. And you would hope that someone who's had an unstable household and struggles like that, they would understand. But it sucks to see that there's two close friends, and yet Garrett hasn't shared that part of himself.
Yeah. And to me, it almost felt like John Logan was kind of acting in jealousy a little bit, because he was so nice to Hannah. You know, he was smiling, very friendly. And then when he's talking to Garrett, he's very angry and like almost like resentful. So whether he's jealous of the fact that he's dating Hannah, or just the fact that he has a father figure who went pro and helped Garrett get to where he's at. You know, like I can't read that far into it, but I still felt that level of like envy or something.
Yeah, like maybe he did it because he's like, oh, well, you get the girl that I have a crush on. You get the dad who everybody idolizes, and you didn't ever have to worry about where you would get the equipment to be able
Right.
to play next season in a hockey league. Like, your life is so perfect. So I don't even want to hear about like, oh, you didn't want to ask your dad.
Boo hoo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Man, sad. Are we done with Justin? Seriously, are we done with this guy? Because I'm tired of him. He comes out from
He did say I'm done, so I think so.
Thank God. Finally. He did us all a favor. He comes out of the diner and he's like super excited to talk about the performance, with Hannah asking her, what'd you think of it? And she says, it's not ready. Like, we need to start from scratch again. And then he starts going on this whole pity party about, put my heart into this song, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm done with this. And, he's like a toddler that didn't get what he wanted. So he's stopping out of the room and he's going to go cry about it. Good. Go cry about it, Justin. I don't care. Yeah, the song is shit, but if anything, he does say one truthful thing that we can all agree on. Well, maybe two truthful things. Like, one, he's done. Thank God. Two, Hannah should write her own lyrics. And indeed, we've been waiting for this for multiple episodes now. Like, Girly needs to put her own feelings with her own words, this song. With getting Justin involved, he's put these lyrics that make no sense, and she's been reluctant to tell him, hey, these lyrics don't work, put her foot down, say how she feels. And then we get the disaster on stage where he sings it for everyone to hear
about Yellow Rain.
And then, but it's written by Hannah. It's like, or it's not. Like, let's not put my name on that.
No, it's okay. You have it.
I don't need the credit. I'm good.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think her next song that she will inevitably write the lyrics for is going to be about her getting with Garrett? Or do you think she'll go much deeper and write about her SA experience and like healing from that?
It seems more plausible that she would do it about Garrett. I'd be impressed if she does it about her essay, because that seems like the braver route to take.
I guess I have to remember this whole series based on a book is a romance. Like a hockey romance. So it'll probably be a love song.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a love song. Okay, we need to take a moment to talk about the sponsor of this episode, which is DraftKings. It all comes down to this: a best of 7 battle, and DraftKings has you covered every step of the way. The DraftKings Sports app is now available in all 50 states and includes all markets. Sweat every shift of the series all in one place with one app. New DraftKings customers sign up and with code THPN, spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code THPN in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Bet with DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, bet text pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Void in Ontario. Event contract trading with DraftKings predictions involves risk of loss. Sportsbook bonus bets expire in 7 days. $50 in predictions dollars issued weekly for 3 weeks, expire in 1 year. Redeem one non-withdrawable reward. Availability varies. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends June 28. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
The party's winding down. Dean announces to the audience who the winner of the prize is, and if anybody has any last minute song requests or change of hearts to no one in particular, just FYI, the photo booth is out of order. So Allie meets Dean in there, and classic Allie, she's like, no, we're not doing this. Like, then why are you here, girl?
Because she wants it.
Dean with the pet names, Alley Cat. And Allie informs him to meet with her in an hour. And Dean's got this look on his face where I'm like, uh-oh, are you going to stand her up? Are you having second thoughts? Like, did you just want the, we're being bad, we're in the photo booth and everybody's out there, but Allie wants it to be just the two of them. And I'm getting this feeling that Dean would be okay with everybody knowing. Garrett goes over to Hannah. Hannah says that she has 2 weeks to write a brand new song. Thanks, Justin. And Hannah suggests that Garrett should really tell one of his teammates about what she found out over Thanksgiving, which I think is good advice. But Garrett is reluctant to do that and says that he has Hannah.
Too much pressure on one person. Not healthy. Thank you.
Garrett and Hannah seem like, at least on the surface, that they are handling their problems quite well. I would have been still pissed if some loser face. Well, first of all, I would have never worked with Justin. But if I found myself in that situation, I would have been so pissed if he took this moment without asking me, without consulting if it'd be okay to sing this god-awful song and put my name on it. Like, I would still be fuming. So kudos to Hannah for seemingly being okay with now she has less than 2 weeks to write a brand new song, which, you know what, is fine if you're all successful with it, because she definitely does need to write a brand new song. But Garrett doesn't think that there's any problem with having additional support around him who he can confide in. And my concern is that Hannah, and this goes back to what I said last episode, where I felt like he's fine as long as they're together, and he's trying to tell her, yeah, everything's fine. Like, take the call from Allie. Like, I'm totally fine. It's like, but he's having these feelings of, as long as Hannah is there for me, like, there's no worries. But we haven't seen how he is when Hannah is not available to comfort him, to reassure him that everything's okay, that she loves him, that she's there for him. And I'm really concerned that we're going to enter. Garrett has to confront his dad again. And his first thought is, I'm going to go and see Hannah. But maybe Hannah is strapped for time trying to write for the showcase and she's unavailable. Her phone goes to voicemail and he starts spiraling. And what ends up happening?
I don't know what happens. Yeah. As soon as he said that, I'm like, that's not healthy. You have to lean on your other support systems. Putting all of your, what is that saying? Putting it all in one bucket, one basket.
All your eggs in one basket.
In one basket. Yeah. You can't do that, especially with your partner. Like, obviously they're going to be your main person to support you through whatever you're going through, but you can't just rely on them for these big, serious things you're going through. Like, Garrett needs to tell his buddies. And not just because like it puts all this pressure on Hannah. I think it's also like it's extra support for him, you know. It's gonna help him in the long run as well.
Yeah, and it could lead to potential toxic vibes if you are making your partner your everything. They're gonna be everything that you need.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment that maybe, like I said, Hannah's not available, like I'm concerned that, you know, Garrett might freak out and then take it out on Hannah. And then Hannah will be like, oh my God, PTSD, angry guy in front of me. Yeah, so not good. Not good. Garrett should definitely tell someone, and
go to therapy.
Everybody needs to go to therapy. Someone needs to help Allie and Sean officially break up. The anti-couple therapy, whatever is needed there, they need some help. Dean shows up. They have another one of their flings. Dean in the photo booth, I guess he was disappointed that they couldn't get it on in the photo booth, but Boyd's not going to say no to some booty call. So
probably not. No.
He arrived. He arrived, and they did the deed, cuddling. And Allie gets a text from Hannah that she's coming over. They freak out. Dean exits the room, only for there to be a knock moments after, which probably because he left something. Allie goes and opens up the door, and it's Sean, and she is in her
lingerie.
And he puts two and two together. She's trying to deny, like, no, that's not what happened. Like, oh, yes, that's what happened. And we've only just broken up. Oh, tears.
Hey, she broke up with you. You didn't believe her. That's your fault. Yeah, so he got hurt.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Poor boring guy.
He's gonna find out who it is now. Aaron Delaney, we don't like you. We hate this man.
What a way to end the episode. I'm feeling anxious.
The man is revealed from Hannah's path who SA'd her, and his team is going up against Garrett's team for the upcoming game, which Hannah has already informed Garrett that she will be in the stands with the I Love Garrett Graham in on a sign. And so we know that Garrett's feeling chill. He's like, whatever, I have you. That's all I need. I'm thinking next episode, I don't blame her for not showing up.
Yeah.
I don't blame her, but I don't think she's going to be in the right state of mind to maybe even tell Garrett about it, so that he's going to take it the wrong way and think, oh my God, Hannah's not here for me. I should have known no one would be there for me.
Yeah. I'm curious if she'd miss the game or she'd still try to brave it, but she'll have like a panic attack or something. Somehow he figures it out. I'm still going to predict that he's going to beat the shit out of this guy once he finds out who it is. He's going to take out his anger about his dad on this guy.
I in a perfect world, she tells him, and right at the face off. Right in his face.
Yeah. What would make it worse is if like his dad showed up to the game too, you know? Just too many emotions, so much drama.
Sucks for both of them. Sucks for Hannah that her SA attacker is, we're not surprised, still being able to play and concentrate on his future in the sport, and goes unaffected by the trauma that he had placed onto her. And then Garrett has to deal with his dad showing up to his games. And I don't know if Garrett's told him not to come, but bro doesn't take a hint that you are not welcome here. No one cares. The guy that you're there to see doesn't care about you.
Do we know if Allie knows about Hannah's experience? Has that come up at all?
It hasn't come up. Allie's got
curious-
way too much going on. I don't know if I would.
I know.
I don't know if I would turn to Allie for help right now. Girly is.
I'm interested
not
to
present.
see who Hannah turns to in this moment. If she does turn to someone, if she's gonna go see Garrett to like seek comfort, or she'll just go home and be like with Allie and seek comfort, or if she'll just try to handle it by herself or something, you know? Because the episode ended with her having a panic attack. You don't know, like, is she gonna pass out in the middle of the street here, or is she gonna be able to make it to somebody's house?
Mm.
We won't find out for a couple weeks because busy next weekend. Damn it.
Hope you don't pass out in the street.
Oh, poor thing.
Yeah, I predict that she doesn't go to Garrett's game and he spirals. But
Okay.
maybe after this, he realizes that he can't put all of his eggs in one basket and he has to open up. Maybe it turns into a positive.
Maybe. Maybe he'll take
Maybe he finally tells John Logan about it, and John Logan realizes, oh, I should have never asked your dad because your dad is a huge dick.
Right. Well, we'll see. We'll see you on the next episode of Off Campus.
All right, that's it for us. Till next episode. Goodbye.
Bye.